Hi everyone, back to another episode of SEO 911 with me, Ryan Kisumiono from Toffee Dev. In this episode, we're gonna discuss something special with a special person that you don't want to miss. Please stay tuned to learn more. This episode is brought to you by SEOCon Forum 2024 in Bali, December 4th to 6th, 2024. One conference for SEO and digital marketing that you don't want to miss. You can check it out at seocon.id. Back to these episodes, we have a very special guest. She is a dynamic leader. She leads digital agency, consulting agency presence in Jakarta, Bali, and Australia. With over 15 years experience in Southeast Asia and all around the world, with background in finance, hospitality, and digital strategy. She is committed to creating impactful, sustainable solutions for her clients. Her agency manages talented from a lot of people from Indonesia, in total of 55 people in Indonesia alone, and working with ambitious clients to build a long-term success. So, she's also a Bachelor of Commerce in Finance Accounting and Master of Science in Marketing from University of London, and she's also a certified project management professional. So, please help me welcome Tarryn West. Hey Tarryn.
Halo, selamat siang.
I love to hear Indonesia word. How you doing? It's
I'm
so
doing
good to
well,
see
thank
you.
you. Nice to
Yeah.
see you as well. Thank you for inviting me.
Uh, the pleasure is mine. So, how's everything? How's
Things are good.
2024?
Things are good. 2024 has been a good year for us. It's our first year as a combined agency with Juicebox, so it's been a fantastic year for us.
Congratulations for the merch. That's really
Thank
awesome
you.
to hear it. Okay,
Thank you.
so, but I know you for quite some time now, but some people I don't know who you are. You might can introduce yourself.
Sure. So my name is Tarryn. I'm one of the directors of Juicebox Indonesia. We are a digital marketing agency. We focus on brand, technology, activation. We have a team of about 55 here in Indonesia and about 45 or 50 in Perth in Australia. And my role in the business is on the strategy side and the operation side. And then we have obviously a core team of leadership here that support from our creative director to our technology director, and together we deliver brand-based outcomes.
Wow, that's impressive. So it's around 100 people all around the world,
Correct.
globally. Wow.
Correct.
How you get maybe how it can be that big? What's the secret recipe if you don't mind to share?
To being that big.
Yeah.
We've had quite steady growth over the years. So we started as two separate agencies. So our agency here in Indonesia used to be Island Media. We started about 13 years ago. And the agency in Australia is about 16 years now, started as Juicebox. And both agencies have a very similar growth pattern and very similar heritage and stories. So we all started as small agencies. So in Indonesia, we started with Tom and John, who were the original founders, started with a focus on websites and SEO. And the Australian story is exactly the same. So two creatives, one programmer, started with building websites. And there's just been this sustainable growth over the years to where both agencies offer a full range of services all the way from strategy and brand through to technology, websites, applications, and then activations through digital campaigns. And we started working together just about the start of COVID. And over the 4-year period, our two businesses became so intertwined that it made a lot of sense for us to become one. And so we merged with Juicebox about a year ago now, almost exactly a year.
That's really good. And I heard you just doing the rebranding on the juice box. Maybe you can share about it
Correct.
a bit.
Sure. So we actually just yesterday we launched our new positioning and our new website. So our new positioning is called Digital Worth Experiencing. And what we were really trying to look at is going into this AI-driven, technology-driven world. How do we still stay true to our promise of wanting to build meaningful connections between brands and businesses? And so the tagline is all about trying to create digital experiences that human beings actually want to experience. So not all about just kind of throwing out as much technology as we can, but really staying true to the human experience, the actual consumers who are going to be using the technology, and how we can make it the best we possibly can for them.
That's awesome. So, what do you
So
think
yeah,
about?
we launched the new site yesterday.
Yeah, I saw it. It's really good. It's on. Uh, I saw it in Indonesia one, the juicebox.co.id.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good. So if anyone
yeah.
listening, you can check it out. Uh, it makes my own website is look so bad. So but luckily I
You know
know.
how it goes, Ryan. So this has been a labor of love for about a year. And it's always hard when you're in this industry to dedicate resources and time. And the other day, yesterday on Monday, when we were doing our kind of launch celebration as a team between in Australia and Indonesia, we were trying to make a list of everybody who had worked on the site to make sure that we thanked everybody. And it was really the whole agency, almost 100 people, had touched some aspect of the brand, of the visuals, of the video, of the motion design. So it's an incredible thing to do as a team, because it really brings everybody together and gets everyone aligned behind the message and intent of the business.
That's gonna be a bit of work. Because I know as agency I know that when we want to do it for ourselves it's the hardest part to do it because
Correct.
we don't have any resource. We cater for clients first and then our first, so
Yeah.
it's good one. But I really love the website though.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with the new positioning and you said with the changes, challenges that we have in the business with the AI breakthrough technology in place, what's your prediction for the future? What's gonna happen?
I think that consumers and humans are going to be looking for more and more human connection. I think that AI has so many opportunities to help to improve our lives when it is well thought, well considered, ethically used. And I think that our responsibility in the agency world is to really deliver products and outcomes that are human centered, and that really offer some kind of improvement or benefit for the users behind it. So I think when you think of all this AI content that's coming out, all of the AI chatbots, I think what people are really looking for is, does somebody understand me on a human level? And I think that will be the focus. Once we get over the hill of technology is exciting and the new applications are exciting, I think the other side of that is going to be how does this impact me as a human being?
Yes. So that's good. I'm looking forward. I don't know how the future gonna be, but I know there's something big gonna happen. But now back to you. Based on your experience, you've been work in Southeast Asia is for 15 years.
Yeah.
But you are not from this region, right?
No, I'm definitely not.
the, so what makes you move to here, to Southeast Asia? What you're looking at this?
I originally came here on holiday, actually, quite a long time ago. And then I ended up meeting my now husband. And that's kind of what started off my journey in Southeast Asia. And what's made us stay is the culture. Indonesia has this wonderful culture. The people are incredible. The way people communicate with each other, the way people work together, is really unlike anything in the West.
I know the culture is good, right? But
The
in
culture is good. The food is good.
the food is good, culture is good. I love Indonesia. But on the business side,
Yep.
what make you see the opportunity in this region? I want to see the perspective from outsider Indonesia, because
Yeah.
most Indonesia thinks like the business in Indonesia is so hard. It's not not have a great bright future. What's in your perspective in that area?
Oh, I couldn't disagree more. I think Southeast Asia and Indonesia specifically is well placed to be exceptionally successful in the future. I think mobile adoption is a massive thing in Indonesia. I think it's like top five, if I'm not wrong, in the world
Mm-hmm.
for mobile adoption. Smartphone usage around Indonesia is also huge. So you have a massive industry here around apps, all of the mobile apps that have the wallets, I think, are ahead of a lot of places in the world. Um, so there is such opportunity here to reach markets because of the fact that even in remote areas in Indonesia, people have access to mobile apps, to smartphones, to the internet. Um, I also see personally in the last kind of probably like post COVID, last 5 years, standard of living is really coming up. So you're seeing a much bigger middle class than I feel like there used to be. Um, and I think that that increase in middle class means that there is more disposable income available uh, for businesses to target. So I think Indonesia has a very bright future. There's exceptional talent here. Like I said, the collaboration that you get within the Indonesian teams, the way people work together, the way that they communicate, um, allows, I think, for innovation that will drive things forward in the future. I think Indonesia is going to be up there in the next 5, 10 years.
That's good. That's good to hear from outside, so people will know. Because yeah, a lot of my friends saying, Indonesia is gonna be so hard with the talent people. It's not that talented. Like it's so hard to manage the people.
I
Um,
think that's a worldwide issue. I think there's just the difference in the generations is so broad
mhm.
that managing teams is harder than maybe it used to be, or some of the generational gaps there are issues in the way that we communicate. I don't think that's Indonesia specific.
Good to know. And with the rise of AI, will it help businesses in your perspective?
I think that for businesses, for markets and industries that specifically were struggling with language barriers, I think AI is going to be a huge breakthrough. I know that it's been a massive help for our team because with AI, you effectively completely remove the language barrier, as one example. And I think the way that it takes us away from anything that is repetitive or doesn't require much thinking means that you have so much more time for innovation than you probably previously did because you're not bogged down by those repetitive tasks. So I think you're going to see a lot more creativity, a lot more innovation, and just this massive spike. I saw yesterday, I don't know if you've seen it, but Meta has a device that's going to allow you to have haptic feedback, and it's got kind of little sensors on the hands. So now, if you go on and you want to buy a shirt from Gucci, you might be able to actually feel the fabric um, from home. So the virtual shopping experience is really going to change. Um, so yeah, I think next year there's going to be some exceptional innovation in that space.
Oh, that's really good. So, in Juxbox itself, the technology is constantly changing. The strategy is changing. What is your currently your focus on driving the growth for company to
So I
expand
think
their scope?
the technology changes, but human behavior and human needs uh, are not changing that much. So we always need to come back to the human, to the need we're trying to fulfill within the market, and build the technology and build the tools around that. So I think that as an agency, that is our focus: is designing and building brands and technology around consumers and around their needs and wants, and making sure that anything that we do is really aligned with the human on the other end rather than just building technology or an app for an app's sake.
If you don't mind, can you share one of the stories with your clients that make that happen, like what you did and what happened in the company itself?
Sure. We have a few AI projects on the go at the moment, but they'll only be out probably early next year. One simple application that involved AI was with a client of ours that does investing, and every time there was changes in the market, somebody would have to sit down and prepare a newsletter and send out this notification to all of their members to say, these are the changes in the market, to allow them to have some advice on investing. And what we did is we built an AI tool that goes and searches all of the market notifications and immediately puts together a summary of what's happened in the market. And then that goes out almost instantaneously. So we've had fantastic feedback from the consumer that they're able to get that information so much faster than they were before. So that's just a small AI application. Um, Otherwise, in terms of innovation, there's we work with a company who does succession plans. So when you go in and want to sell the business, figuring out all of those plans, and that process used to take about a month. And we built an application for them that allowed that to happen within a few hours. So now they've been able to bring down that length of time from a month to 4 days. Obviously, still has to be reviewed by a person, but I think those kinds of applications that speed up processes that used to take longer than they do now are exceptionally useful and beneficial for the business and the end consumer.
So it means like they have the all the data, but it's just being processed faster with the AI. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and pulled from different locations faster.
ah, that is really good. Especially for nowadays when the decision needs to take by, I don't know, by seconds maybe. We cannot wait. We cannot wait for days to make the
Yeah,
decision. It's hard.
yeah,
So what?
exactly.
Uh, how important, in your opinion, the data-driven decision making? Is it how you ensure the data is you collect all the data uh, on the business side, and maybe you have ideas how to get that kind of data back into the business to make the decision in the
Yeah,
business.
it's maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think you have to be really careful about how the data is collected, the length of time that the data is there for, and making sure that you don't rely just on the data. So sometimes you can look at something from a week that shows a big dip or an increase from one market, or conversion on one product. And if you just kind of look at that micro set of data, then you can make decisions that can be quite bad for the business. So I think it's aligning, yes, collect the right data to help you make good decisions, but also always go back to your brand strategy, your business strategy, and ensure that you're aligning those three things, and be very careful about the quality of the data that you're using to make decisions.
Yes. Oh, that one it make me think. Yeah, because what happened in the last 10 years might be not happen in these years.
Correct.
That
Yeah.
that's good one. So yeah, be careful with all the data. That's good.
Well,
So
it's a bit
that
tricky now as well to
yeah.
collect data, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you can be, especially if you're in the Australian market, or somewhere where they have high adoption of an iPhone. Sometimes you don't get as much data as you used to, so you need to be able to be sure that the data you're looking at is correct.
Yes, especially in Indonesia, it's quite different from Australia, and Australia different,
Very
and
different.
it's just two country. Not we haven't talked about Singapore, Malaysia, or any other
Yeah.
place. So
Yeah.
that's good one. But data driven is still important. Doesn't mean
For
that
sure.
data driven is not important, but we need to be careful with what all the data is.
Correct.
So what's your thoughts for those who want to come to Indonesia or Southeast Asia? Maybe those who listen this from other side of the country,
Yeah.
what's your suggestion for keep competing with the market and stay ahead in the industry in the
Yeah.
marketing?
I think for Indonesia, for the Indonesian market, obviously depending on the product or offering that you have, what's really important here that I see is localization. And I feel like that's more important in Indonesia than it is in a lot of countries. I can't remember who it was. I think it was McDonald's last year who did an incredible campaign where they actually localized across 13 different points, and they had different language, different visuals, and it was exceptionally successful because across the whole of Indonesia, you have so many different dialects, so many different cultures, so many different kinds of food. So I think localization in Indonesia is exceptionally important.
I think localization is one of big words that we're gonna face in the next few years, in my opinion, because we know that internet is can be accessed from everywhere, marketing can be accessed from everywhere, but
Yeah,
it's so hard to promote to the worldwide. We call
yeah,
it, you cannot target everyone. You can only target a certain people, and
yeah.
localize is one of a big opportunity, in my opinion. What's your opinion about it?
Oh, completely agree. I think it depends a lot on the business, and I feel like if you have a localized market, it's actually much easier to be successful. So if you're a plumber in Jakarta, you can really localize your business and your online activities. But if you're a hotel in Bali and you have clients that come from Australia and Europe and the US, it becomes exceptionally difficult to determine the best targeting. And I think that's where you really have to have that strong strategy and make sure that you are promoting to the right regions in the world.
So what's your tips for those who want to promoting or do the marketing in the next future? What's your one key big ideas that every business need to take?
Understand your market, understand your users, understand who you're selling to is the most important thing above everything else, I think.
That's one love it. And I love you say that because it doesn't mean that you need to do the SEO ads or uh, doing the billboard, KOL and everything. You need to know and you need to understand the market first, then you do everything, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm sure you've had the same thing. Somebody comes to you and says they want SEO, but the thing they're selling is not in market yet. People don't know about it yet. So that's not going to benefit them.
Yeah, and then they just keep asking because they heard from SEOCon it needs to be SEO and
It's
they
your
need to
fault,
talk.
Ryan.
They miss the thing. That's why we need to keep upgrading ourselves. We need to keep learning so we know what happens in the market. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you are coming to SEOCon as a speaker this year. Yay!
Yeah.
It's a
Looking forward to
great
it.
pleasure for us to have you with your experience. What can you share? What you gonna discuss on SEOCon this year?
I'm going to be talking through our UX discovery process. So, my hope is that anybody who is in an SEO agency or working even within a business can understand how to really think about and strategize the way that they build, plan, and build their websites to align really strongly with the people who will be using them. I'm sure you've experienced it in years past in our agency. There's kind of been this push and pull between our creative team and our SEO team. And we've really worked to kind of bring those together because you can have creativity and performance if you do your planning the right way.
That's big one. I understand what you're saying. It's a hard one because it's between the technical and then the design and then the people merge it up. It's not an easy one, and
Yeah.
I think you did a
Yeah.
good job with your current website, the new website, and with your all you client. I want to steal your thoughts on that, and
Anytime.
hopefully I can apply it in my agency as well. Well,
Yeah.
uh,
I hope so.
well,
I hope it will be useful.
yes. Thank you, Darren. It's really great listening to your thoughts about what happened in the business, in the marketing, and how we need to run the business. Any last thought from you?
No, thanks for inviting me, Ryan. And I'm so looking forward to the SEOCon in December. There's some exceptional speakers, so I'm really looking forward to the 3 days and to learning from people from all over Indonesia and the rest of the world. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a discussion, right? So happy to discuss with Tarryn. She's a bright lady, and I hope you get one or two aha from this discussion. I know I did. Uh, Thank you, Tarryn, for having me for having this interview. Uh, Once again, this episode is brought to you by SEOCon Forum 2024. If you haven't checked it out, you can check it out at seocon.id. This conference is one of a kind in Indonesia, so you want to check it out. It's gonna be held in Bali. I hope to see you there on December 4th to 6th. So thanks again. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm gonna see you again on the next episode. Bye.